Okay, before we start, I'd just like to know in general, how many of y'all are like noobs? Let's be honest. Okay, that's it? Okay, does noobs who don't know what noobs means new to WordPress or new to something that you just don't know how to do stuff on WordPress? Okay, that's good. At least we have people who know how to install WordPress. Everyone knows how to install WordPress from WordPress.org? Great. Okay, so anyone over here has made custom themes? Great. How many of you all have made it using frameworks? Almost all of them. Okay, great. Any particular framework that you swear by? Foundation. Okay. Underscore S I wouldn't call it a framework. I would rather call it a starter theme, which is good as well. But here, I'm trying to create a theme out of a simple theme framework and using a reference design. And this is what we'll be covering today. It's not working. Okay, okay. Oh. Okay, so this is what we are going to cover today. First of all, I'll just give you a rough description about theme frameworks, what exactly are they and why should you use one. How do you make use of these frameworks to create themes? And basically, I'll be running you through a simple installation of a theme framework. We'll be creating a page template. Have you guys created pages on WordPress and selected the little drop down which has full width, blog, there's these options, right? So we'll create our own. And we'll also use a little bit of framework-specific CSS. Okay, so basically a framework is a bunch of code in simple language that you can use. People have done a lot of hard work to make these frameworks. What we'll be using this code to make a simple theme. And the reason why we use frameworks is because they've already done the hard work for you. You don't need to start from scratch. Now, like I said earlier, theme frameworks are used as foundation for your own themes. And the reason why we use it is to boost our performance, to reduce the time taken to create these themes. Pros and cons, the biggest thing that I like, the biggest reason why I would use a theme framework is I get a community support. You can go to forums, you can ask questions regarding a framework if you're unsure about something. It's easy to develop. It's got a lot of built-in functionality, hooks, filters. I think you guys have heard, you know the terms hooks and filters, right? Yesterday someone was discussing hooks and filters. So we get these little snippets that we can use to achieve a lot more using these frameworks. You get upgrades, and the problem, I wouldn't call this a problem, but some people don't want to unlearn something that they have already done before. So learning curve is this could be a con for new people, but I guess people who are already using WordPress and are familiar with things, they wouldn't really have a problem installing one of these frameworks. Unnecessary code, I would say, these frameworks are built for many things. So if your theme is a very simple one, you might not need a lot of files and it might just take away your disk space. Price, some frameworks, some good frameworks are paid, and since I'm using WordPress, I don't want to pay anyone. I want to use it for free. So there are free frameworks which I'll be showing you. Some of them are here. Today, I'll be talking about thematic as an example, because thematic is made by Ian Stewart, who heads the WordPress theme department. He's like the main guy who makes all these. He works at Automatic. So these are some frameworks. Okay, so basically this is a default view of a framework. Once you install it, this is how it's going to look like with some basic data, of course. And we'll turn it into, these are some examples that I've created using frameworks. Okay, that's one. It looks really bad on the projector, but I think you should visit this website, Beautiful Pixels. This is one website that I've made for a company using a theme framework, Thematic. It's a custom designed, completely custom coded theme. Moshe's, again, Moshe's Cafe, you might have visited Moshe's sometime. The website is made on Thematic framework, developed by me. Okay, so let's not waste time and let's get on to the basics. Like you said, you guys are familiar with installing WordPress. Install WordPress on your localhost or your hosted server. Download and install your favorite theme framework. I'll be using Thematic as an example. So basically you go to themes, you search for Thematic, and there you are. You just say install now and you're done. Okay, so this is about Thematic. Why I'll be using Thematic is, first of all, it's free. It's made by someone who works at WordPress, who heads a department, a theme department at WordPress. It's got 13 widget areas. People are familiar with widgets? I'm sure they are. But new people as well. Widgets are these predefined areas that you can use to set content. Okay, so again, like you must have seen the default look of Thematic. Once you install it, this is how it's going to look. In this example, some demo pages are made. When you install Thematic, you might not see these pages, but just create some pages so that you can see how it looks. Okay, now I'll be introducing something called as a child theme. People have you guys heard this term called child themes? Yeah, okay, great. So what happens is, I have a main parent theme, and there are certain style sheets and certain functions that are written in the parent theme. The reason why I wouldn't like to touch that is because if tomorrow there is an update to the theme framework, I'll lose all those changes. So what I'll do is I'll create a child theme. I'll show you how to create a child theme, and I'll use the base theme as my parent. So let's quickly create a child theme. Are you guys familiar with this WordPress structure? Once you go to your FTP, all these files, people know. Are you guys familiar with this structure? So if you're not, just log into your WordPress, or if you've installed it on your local host, you can just go to the htdocs folder, and you'll find the WordPress installation there. What we need to do is we need to go to a folder called WP Content. Go to Themes. Once you've installed Thematic, you'll see Thematic there. What I've done here is I've removed all the default themes that WordPress gives me. I've just put one theme called Thematic so that I'm not confused with anything else. Once you open this folder, you will see another folder called Thematic Sample Child Theme. What you need to do is blindly just download that folder on your computer so that you have a backup. What you do is just copy paste it. You get Thematic Child Theme, copy, rename it to whatever theme name you want to call it. So today I'll be creating a simple WordCamp website theme using Thematic. So this is what we're going to do. I've called that folder my WordCamp theme. Now there will be a style.css file in the WordCamp. I'll show it to you in the demo. Once you open that style.css, these are some basic parameters which will be mentioned on the top of your style.css. Now, once you write, you can set your theme name, which I've called my WordCamp theme. Theme URI, description, you just have a description. I'll show you how this looks. So once you've done this, save it. In Thematic, this is the thing that follows after your theme description and stuff like that. Let's not touch it at the moment. This is how it's going to be, and I haven't made any changes to it. So you guys are good to go. Okay, so once I save that, also I'd like to have an image. Now when you go to, when you log into your WordPress dashboard, there's a tab called Appearance, and there's Themes inside. So once we click that, we see these images, and I always wondered, how do I create one myself? So it's very simple to do it. So this is the basic child theme structure. You just create a screenshot.png. The minimum size is 300 by 225, and open it in Photoshop, crop it to whatever, add any image to it, and just save it. Now once you do that, you need to upload this folder, right? Because you are doing this on your computer. So just upload it back to your themes folder. Go to WP content, themes. You don't need to go to thematic. You just need to upload this folder above thematic. Website that you might have seen. What I'll do is I'll slightly modify it, and now basically what we want to do is we want to recreate this website using our framework. So what I've done, I haven't really copied the whole website. I made some slight changes to it. This is what, now assuming you are a theme developer, you want to develop a theme, you'll of course need some kind of a design reference to look to. So this is my design reference. My designer, imaginary designer, has given me this PSD and said, okay, Yavisht, you need to make a theme out of this. So let's start doing it. First, what I'll do is, just so that I get a better idea, I'll create these pages. Go to dashboard, click pages, say add new, add all these pages. Don't worry about the content, just add them for now. What you can also do is go to appearance, menu, and set a primary menu so that you see these links in the order that you need. Also create a demo post. Just go to posts, just say this is a sticky post and set it as a featured post. This is the screen that you'll be seeing. Okay, now let's get on with the demo. Now this is my WordPress theme. This is my WordPress install, and my theme will be over here, my WordCamp theme. Now these are the files. What I've done is, for the purpose of this demo, I've created a separate CSS folder. Because yesterday we didn't have internet, I created a fonts folder and added my Google font to it, downloaded and added it. And of course, some basic images that I'll be using on the WordCamp side. There's a sidebar which has the logos of the sponsors. So what I did was I just saved them, and I'll be linking it from the widgets. I'll show you a quick look at the style. Is it legible? Can we just, okay. Can you guys read it properly? No, can we do something about it? Okay, how do we do that? Can someone help me here? Is it in view? Yeah. Awesome. Okay, great. Okay, so here's the little snippet that I showed you. It's copied as is, and this is the basic structure. Now what I've done is, ideally this is not the way you're supposed to do it, but I've created simple CSS area. CSS, already I've made the CSS and saved it as separate CSS files. What I'll be doing is I'll be uncommenting them one by one to show you how it looks. So let's go to our demo. Okay, so what I did was I've installed thematic. This is my theme. If I click on theme details, this is what I'm going to see. I don't have to activate this theme. This is the parent theme, this is the child theme, just activate the child theme. Now what I'll do is I'll also show you the widget areas. Now since we had a sidebar, I've already added these images. I've created my sample pages, buy tickets home, about, schedule, blah, blah, blah. Created a sticky post, and this is the sidebar. I'll show you where that is. So I'll be using the primary aside widget area that thematic gives me. I just created simple text widgets with img src tags with the links to the images. So it's really simple HTML. I haven't really done anything here. I've just added a simple img tag with the link of the image. And this is how the default installation looks like. So now what we need to do is let's make some revision to the header. Oops. I've already written my header. Now in this, if you open the website, now yesterday there was a big debate about what tools to use. I like Firebug, to be very honest, because it's simple and I don't want to complicate things. I don't want everything to work in sync, and it's just to let's do things in a simple way right now. What I can do is I can just click this button and select the area, and I'll be getting the CSS class over here. So what I do is I just make modifications to this. So say for example I want this red, just type red and this becomes red. And then what we do is we just copy this and paste it in our CSS, as simple as that. So what I'll be doing is I've already written my CSS. Let's do it one by one. Now this is my header CSS. What I'll do is I've imported this header file. So I'll just uncomment this bit so that the header.css gets included. Ideally you're supposed to copy this and paste it in the main style.css. Okay, I've already uncommented it. Let's refresh and see how it looks like. Okay, now this added the image, and I've replaced the logo, the title of my blog with an image, and the CSS exactly shows you how it's done. That's the way to do it. This is the header. I've added the image here. This is the way the title of the blog gets replaced with an image. You just have to say minus 9,000 pixels and it does the trick for you. The next part is the menu. Okay. Now this is the basic menu styling. SF menu is the class which thematic uses. You can always register. For advanced developers, what you can do is you can write your own, you can register a new menu and you'll have the link structure according to that. Okay, now this is the ugly thematic menu. Let's transform this with the CSS. So our menu is done. Now we are left with this ugly little post content, and of course these the sidebar is not set. So let's do the sidebar first. I've already have a widgets.css. Let me just quickly. Yeah, I'll uncomment it, but then I didn't want content to be uncommented first. Okay. So I've added widgets. This is my widget style. Let's see how that works. There we are. So my widgets is styled as well. So all we are left with is this little content. Let's do that as well. And of course the footer. That's my content CSS. I've added a Google font. There we are. Wasn't that simple? Let's do a quick footer adjustment. Just remove this. There we are. Yeah, so it's done. Wasn't that simple, guys? Any feedback? Anything? Any questions so far? Okay, great. Now what we'll do is, now if you see in the WordCamp website, they have this little bar on top here. If you see this, yeah, you see that little bar on top, 15, 16 March. How do I add that? Because that's a part of the header. So how do I do that? So using my theme framework, if you see the thematic, any framework structure, you'll see a header.php, footer.php. What I'll do is I'll just copy the header.php, drag and drop it in my child theme, and make changes to that file, and it's going to take that. It's going to override the parent header.php. So let's quickly do that. Now I already have, this is the parent thematic folder. There should be a header dot here. So I just copy it and I paste it. There we are. Let's open this. Awesome. Now, what I'll do is, see, this is where the head tag ends. Let me just add a nice little div over here. This is let's quickly refresh our website. So we should see a text box over here. There we are. Now if you're well versed with HTML and CSS, you should be able to create this section very easily. All you need is to give it a background color, probably add this to another div, say margin 0 auto, and it's going to come in the center. Okay, so our header file is done. Now let's create a simple page template. Now if I see my home page, what I'll do is I'll add this. I'll go to pages. So I have my home page here. Currently I haven't set it as the main block template. Let me just first add it as a block template. So it's going to be similar. And this is going to be similar as the home page. Now, assuming this is another page with your blog posts, I don't want this to be orange in that particular page. How do I do that? I have two options. Either I make a page template and I add inline CSS to it, or I can just use my theme framework specific CSS, which I'll show you quickly. I think I've already uncommented that bit. Here. I haven't made the template yet. Let's create the template first. Okay, so let's quickly create a template. So how do we do that? How do we create a template? We go back to our thematic folder and we look for a basic template file, which happens to be this one, template page blog. What I'll do is I'll copy this file and I'll paste it in my theme folder. What I'll do is I'll quickly rename it to my template. So we have it here. What we can do, I've already made this little my template. Let me just quickly add it. Here. what I've done is I've just added a simple line saying this is my template. I'll do the same. I'll open this in Sublime. Okay, here we are. Now this is the div container. Let's go back to Firebug and I'll show you what div container is. So basically, container is the whole box which takes care of the blog posts. And now this could be different depending on your theme framework. Generally, it's container, but you can always use Firebug to find out the exact class. In my theme template file, I have, this is where container starts. So here I'll say, okay, I'll just say div. And save it. Now we haven't really set this template yet. How do we give this template a name? Currently, the template name is mentioned in the style in the commented section itself. So I'll just call it my first page template and save it. Now when I go back to dashboard pages, it's actually going to show me the name of the template in the Dropbox, in the drop-down. There we are. My first page template. And I'll just update it. So basically what this template will do is add a little div that I've added after the container tag and display it on the website. Let's check it out. There we are. So if you know a little bit of HTML and CSS, you can definitely make these custom pages yourself. I'm not talking about the WordPress codex, how to run the loop and stuff like that. That is something that you learn after learning this. So the main agenda of this presentation is to know how to do it yourself. And this is the way to do it. So I've created my template file. Now in this template file, I don't want my blog post to be in orange, only in this template file. But in my style.css, I will write, I will target the same class, and globally that class, that rule is going to be applied. So what do? That's where the theme framework power comes into picture. Now thematic has this really simple format that we write. It's right here. Just uncomment it. So what I've written is page dash template dash my template, the name of the file. So what is the name of the file? The name of the file is my template. So I've written my template. We don't write dot, we just add dash because that's the format. So I've written page dash template dash my template dash PHP and the rule. Now this is here. I'll find the selector from Firebug. So this is entry title A. What if I just wanted this as green? It becomes green, but it won't save. If I refresh, it's not going to save it. So let's write that rule over here. I've set color green. I'm saving it. Quick refresh. Okay, something is not working. Yeah, that's the one. There we are. But if you see the same post on the home page, actually home page, yeah. If you see it on the home page, it's in orange. But in my new page template, I've created a new home which has that in green. And it's using my page template, it's using my custom header file. This is it. So this is how we use a theme framework to create a rapid WordPress theme. And using these little simple functions, we can make little alterations here and there. And this is the best way to start learning how to make themes, according to me. If others have suggestions, I would love to hear them and try it out myself. Like he said, starter_s. I'm going to try that for sure. But I'm kind of already used to this thematic, and I just need to like the cons that I was mentioning, learning curve. I need to unlearn a few things and learn it with the new framework. So guys, this is the end of the presentation, and if you have any questions, do let me know. You can also check out my portfolio on naryosang.com. That's my company. And thank you for being a great audience. And thank you organizers, and thank you all the speakers.
So how many people are going to build a theme after this? Like go home and try building a theme. That's
great.
That's satisfaction.
I am satisfied, of course I am.
I have a question that you have front row.
I can't see you. Oh yeah, hey man. What's up?
Hi.
Tell me.
Yeah, when we create a child theme using a parent theme, so does it increase the loading time or anything in any way? Like for instance, I created a custom theme for a client.
Okay.
Now I don't want I given full admin access to the client. Now, even for accidentally, I don't want client to do any changes in it. So I will create a blank child theme,
right, and
make it active.
Yeah.
So that client don't even accidentally don't do anything on that theme.
That's where the other guy comes into picture, the Adminizer plugin. What you can do is, like he said,
no. If a client wants that, I want full access. I want everything functional.
Okay.
So in that case, if I create a child theme for him,
right,
blank child theme.
Yeah.
So does it increase the loading time or does it affect any way?
Well, of course, if you add more files to your structure, it's going to increase the loading time a little bit. If you want to know how much loading time it's taking, install Firebug, and what you need to do is go to net and refresh the page, and you're going to see exactly in milliseconds how much time it's taken to actually load it. What you can do is build your child theme, and just for the sake of it, try to upload it on a server and see the loading times involved. It will definitely increase the loading time. I'm not saying it will not increase it, but a little bit, yes. Any other questions?
Yes.
Hi,
here.
Oh, yeah.
You have created a banner image, and if we scroll up, scroll down, the image doesn't move up, down.
Right, right.
So how do you do that?
That's a very simple way to do it. I'll show you the style sheet rule. It's right here. If you go to header, you set it as a background image and say background attachment fixed. You see the first line up there?
Fixed. Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
If I remove this, it's going to scroll. It's going to scroll with my
with the logo.
Yeah. You see that?
What is difference between a starter theme and a framework?
Okay.
Like what is framework and what is starter? How to differentiate between?
Okay. So it's as good as saying starter themes would be if you see your theme structure in WordPress when you upload themes. I'm giving you a very layman answer. So basically, this is the parent theme, and this is the child theme. So basically, you just have one folder, which is your starter theme. And starter theme, what it does is it gives you, it is exactly, it gives you all these files, but they're just uncommented. They're commented sometimes in certain starter themes. They have these files ready, so you can just plug it in and start using them as the main theme. And you don't have to build a theme on it. You don't have to use that as a parent theme anymore. That's the new way to do it, basically.
Okay, sorry, I'm still confused about this. Like,
Okay.
you call it thematic or framework.
Right.
Okay, my understanding till now was Presswork is a kind of framework
Yes.
which allows you to drag drop the things on from the front end.
Yes.
That is something it has added additional than a typical WordPress theme.
Right.
Yeah, even we use many. Like personally I develop on HTML5 blank theme.
Okay.
But that is a starter theme because that doesn't add any much value to it. Just it is a fully working theme and I can customize it whatever way
Right.
I want. then thematic is what exactly? Is it a framework or is it a starter theme?
Thematic is a framework. To answer your question, it is a framework. It is not a starter theme. But see, if you know, if you've developed a simple theme, it generally has a basic structure. Like if it's got a style.css, it's got an index, it's got a functions.php. So if you make a theme with just these files, you can use that. But what a starter theme does is it gives you a well-documented, well-written code with all these files that you can directly use to make a completely new theme using that starter theme. You don't need to keep it as is. It will not get updates. You will be the one who will update that theme yourself. So I hope that answers your question.
Okay. I'm little confused still.
Can I add to it?
Please. Sorry? I would definitely recommend _s. What you can do is go to underscores.me. You can even create your own theme. It'll just directly give you a download file. Drag and drop was presswork. I'll show you it's there in my slide. That's the one. That's the logo. Presswork.
According to my knowledge, framework is a set of files which helps you to create UI elements, CSS, and layouts.
Yep.
So, according to me, thematic is a starter theme.
Okay.
And which does not allow me to create a quickly tab, accordion, slider, or anything.
Right.
So how it is a framework?
Generally frameworks will not, thematic, if you're talking about thematic as such, it does not support any jQuery, basically any jQuery elements like accordion, tabs. What you can do is, it's very easy to integrate that jQuery using thematic. What you do is you just download the basic, jQuery is already linked with WordPress. When you install WordPress, you get jQuery. So basically just add your tab, jQuery tab code and in your page template, and you can probably hook it onto a page or a post, or it's up to you. You have the control over it. So it doesn't give it to you. Or you can, if you don't want to do it that way, you can also use a plugin called Shortcodes Unlimited. It gives you a lot of tabs and basic accordions and stuff like that.
Okay, now I made a child theme.
Where are you? Okay.
I made a child theme. I want it to work as a complete separate theme. I don't want like if suppose I am making a child theme and I want to publish it.
Right.
So I don't want it to be child theme anymore. Okay. How can I do that?
Where do you want to publish it?
Anywhere. On WordPress.
Okay, because thematic has there are certain websites which basically feature only child themes. So what you can do is you can make a child theme and upload it on one of those websites. You can't send it to WordPress.org.
No, I'm saying that I want to make a complete standalone theme using frameworks.
Okay, then you're better off using a starter theme framework like _s.
Okay, if I make a child theme out of thesis, can I later make it a complete theme?
Of course you can.
How?
That is basically a coding question. I will need to know what exactly you are trying to achieve there.
Like the theme you made right now.
Right.
Okay, now I want to use it as a complete standalone theme.
Okay.
Okay, so how can I make it?
See, a basic WordPress theme contains certain files, like for example, style.css, index.php, functions.php. So you need to know this structure. If you go to the WordPress codex, you'll get a very good documentation of how to create a simple theme. Then you don't have to make a child. You'll have to probably recreate the whole thing. The only thing which will come in handy would be your, if you're making a custom page template and adding some code to it, you'll probably use that code, you'll copy paste it in your new framework, new theme. And of course, your style, make sure you use the same classes. If you want to use that, just make sure you use the same classes for your menu and other stuff like that. Thank you.
Excuse me. See, if you are...
Where are you? I can't seem to find people. This light is so bright.
I'm actually answering your question. Your question, I think, is if you build a child theme, how you can build it as a parent theme, right? So child theme, what you are doing actually is taking the existing code of the parent theme and styling, adding your style.css. The most basic child theme is creating your style.css, not changing any functions or hooks or filters, right? So what you can do is import the style sheet and add your style.css or whatever you want, your style sheet to the main themes, parent themes style sheet, and make sure you rename every function, every other thing in the parent theme. Why you need to rename? So that there is an update for the parent theme. You don't receive that update and you don't wipe off your changes. That's the only reason you need to rename. But I am not saying that you should remove the credits. Just rename it for the sake of preventing it from the updates.
No, if you rename the theme itself, you won't get the updates.
Yeah, that's it.
Actually, you don't need to rename the functions.
Rename the functions just for his sake of control of the theme, in case he's trying to build it in future.
See, I guess if he's trying to build a theme, then he doesn't have to worry about updates because he's the guy who's going to update.
Actually, this whole confusion is because of the terms framework and starter themes. There are only three ways to build a theme in WordPress. One is write your own theme. Second, take a theme, modify it. Third, because of the reason of updates, etc., and because Thesis and Genesis, etc., very powerful frameworks. By framework, all we mean is a scaffold, something that has a set of tools that you can already use and no need to code everything. So that's just a framework. So it's up to you how you use the framework. Do you want to keep the framework separate and build a child theme, or do you want to modify the framework and go into the files and modify it? So none of them is the best practice. It's up to you. If you can manage something like Thesis and update and keep updating your CSS to it, no problems with that. So the framework, starter, all those are terms just to make things convenient. Every framework is also a starter theme. Every starter theme is also a framework. Yeah, it's actually like that. You build a child theme for a starter theme, it becomes a framework. If we look at that terminology, you take Genesis and modify the core files, it becomes a starter theme. So, I mean.
Right. If you want to use starter themes, I guess someone asked me what starter themes I could use. So _s is one. There's Roots. There's Bones. These three are good starter theme frameworks. They're not theme frameworks. They are starter theme frameworks. So that's the difference.
The Bootstrap theme.
Right.
Does that work along with the WordPress or it doesn't?
So basically Bootstrap is a standalone. What it gives you is only HTML, JavaScript and CSS files. What you can do is you can use that and create a WordPress theme based on Bootstrap. There is already a free Bootstrap framework available for WordPress. I don't remember the name, but it's like this really bright red looking website. You won't miss it. And that's the one, if you must have seen it. Yeah.
There are many.
Actually many. You can use any grid system or Bootstrap or anything that you like.
Even you
then
can
it becomes
make it in a day or two you can make a Bootstrap framework of your own. Seriously, with all the sliders, everything in.
Yeah, just do a simple Google search like Bootstrap WordPress or theme like that. Just write these 3 words and you'll get some links. Any other questions?
We'll keep this as the last question. Again, we're running out of time. But yeah, if you have any theme-related questions, please contact him after the session. Or there are other theme developers. He's a thematic guy. Anybody else uses some other favorite framework?
I guess some Genesis guys were here.
Genesis guys. There's one more framework I know of, RTPanel. Foundation. There are many frameworks. So you have any framework-related question, theme-related question, there are a lot of theme developers in the house. We'll get to that pretty soon. Thank you, Yashwin.